Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, and a welcome to Judge Mo Mondays. We've got Tom Little, myself, Alan Robbins, and of course, Mo Gender. In today's exciting installment, we are going to be discussing Liverpool's fake quadruple story journey is at an end. Crushed, humiliated at Old Trafford by the mighty Manchester United. Manchester City beating Newcastle 2-0 at not what you would describe as a canter, more a stroll if we are using horse lexicon. We'll be discussing, are City back? Did they ever leave? Is the treble loading? Klopp with some very interesting comments post-match against United, getting a little bit personal with some of the journalists. Is he slowly descending into madness? Is he rattled? We are going to be discussing that and more. We are joined today by myself, Alan Robbins, Manchester City fan. Hello, I have a big brain. We are joined by Tom Little, Liverpool fan. Hello, Tom.
Hello, mate. This Fuzzy Judge Mo is looking really different, you know. I like it, though. I like the new look. I like the new post.
And we're also joined by Mo, whose channel, it is still reeling, still hurt from that Champions League heartbreak.
Oh, fuck off. Are we serious? You're gonna roast me now? Am I sitting here to get roasted?
No. I was being sympathetic. And we're joined by Mo, who has opted to copy my fashion sense today. How are you doing, Mo?
I'm doing all right. Still hurts from the Champions League, but Liverpool gave me the gift. They gave me the gift, right? I was on this show. I was gonna get roasted by Tom, but hey, my roasting is over. So listen, people, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let's get to 100 likes. Listen, 150 people, we're just starting. We haven't even said a word about football. So like the video, people, like the video. We'll talk about Liverpool.
Oh my God, they're still going on about it in the comments. They're still going on about Simeone in the comments.
It's funny. I want you guys to at least spam Diego Simeone because Tom, listen, I won't deprive Tom from his chance to roast me to talk about the Champions League, right? Well, we're going to give him the chance to do it, right? And I'm going to get it out of the way. But first, guys, it's unacceptable that we aren't on 100 likes. I think it is unacceptable that we are on 50 likes, right? Get your super chats in. Get involved in the, if you want to say something, super chats. Of course, you guys, if you don't know, super chats, get on the screen. We discuss your super chat. Of course, this is going to be a lovely and an amazing stream. Of course, you guys are going to enjoy it. We'll talk football, of course. We'll talk about the tactics and Jurgen Klopp and all the stuff as Nobbins explained everything in the show. So like the video if you're watching this now. Like the video if you're watching this later. And if you want us to talk about, if you have any thoughts you want us to talk about, this is when you super chat. If you have any thoughts you want to get involved, this is when you super chat and you get involved. So we discuss your comments on the show. And I'm going to actually start with Tom. What did you want to say about the Champions League before we go into Liverpool and the bottle job? Go ahead.
That was a brilliant watch on Wednesday. You know, it was absolutely hilarious. Did you figure out who bought Alexis Sanchez? Sorry. So
I actually don't know yet. It's one of the board members decided to sign him from Marseille again. Someone decided to give him a contract.
You don't like them now, do you? You don't like that board member now, do
no,
you?
that board member should be sacked.
What about Davy Klaassen, the Everton flop, who is apparently good enough for Inter Milan now?
The fake Van de Beek is not even a fake Christian Eriksen, bro. It's a fake Van de Beek. You know what I mean? I swear to God. You know when you're not you're a fake for the fake. You know, Van de Beek is the fake Christian Eriksen. Like, he's the fake Van de Beek, bro. This guy. You know, I watched this guy. You know, I watch every Inter game, of course. So I watched this guy about 2 or 3 times in the league. The guy, I have no idea who chose this guy. Like, you can work in the Dutch league. The guy gets bullied off the ball. He doesn't have technical ability. He's not quick. And he doesn't have anything in his locker to offer any football team. And I don't know why.
Bad.
He's so bad of a football player. It is unbelievable. I am literally convinced that someone made money under the table by signing this guy. It's a free transfer. And I'm accusing you, the one who signed him at Inter. If you're watching this, you made money under the table.
Crazy.
To sign this guy. 150%. You
It might
literally
genuinely
made
be
money.
the only free transfer, which is like a bad deal.
Oh.
You did the painting and a bad deal.
Yes, like Marcus Thuram is a free transfer. You know what I mean? Alexis Sanchez is a free transfer, right? So we're not losing money, but this someone made money off this guy because you cannot be a football player at Inter. You can't. Like the quality isn't just there. You know what I mean? Like you can't. I wouldn't take him in my five-a-side team. But to be honest, that's the thing about Inter. But to be honest, I am not one of these guys that say, "Oh, we went out head high and all the stuff." We lost at them penalties. We bottled it, right?
Yeah, that Martinez penalty really wasn't great, was
That was
it?
crazy,
Martinez
man.
penalty. He should not have taken penalties for some reason. Just to explain to the people that don't know, Lautaro Martinez is bad in penalties. It's just bad. He's just bad in penalties. So, and he decided to take the last penalty for some reason. I don't know what's the reason, but he decided to take the last penalty. But guys, hit that like button. But anyway, it is what it is. I was convinced if we go past Atletico Madrid, we can win it. We can do something, or at
I
least
mean,
we can go on a
who would
run.
you have played? I can't remember who.
Dortmund.
Oh, you would.
But to
Which
be
is
honest,
that's a die.
going out to Atletico Madrid is something that is, I said it's a 50-50. You know what I mean?
Because
It's
if
50-50.
you look at the side of the draw that you would have been in, you would have
The
got
much
through that.
weaker side.
I never look at it like this because at the end, it might not work the same. You know what I mean? It might not work the same. It's just
But if
not-
it did work the same, you would
it
have
would have been
favourites
in the
that side.
final.
Because all the good teams are on the other side. Of the
At
draw.
least we're guaranteed to win the league, to be honest. And we won already the Super Cup against Juventus and Napoli. So at least we're guaranteed to win the league, which is going to take us ahead of AC Milan for 20 league titles. So second star, at least that's a very good thing. Which is a lot of fans wanted that more than the Champions League because they didn't believe they're going to win the Champions League. So they said, we won the second star because it's very important to get the second star for Inter. We've been trying for
You know what I was actually really disappointed by when you played Atleti, though? Pavard. Because I've heard he's been very good this season. But I just thought Pavard in the second leg.
He was very good
struggled.
somehow. But Tom, you have to understand. People think this is Atletico Madrid at their ground. They rattle people. They just do this. They're masters in this. It's just not easy.
Like, horrible.
When you played Atletico Madrid, you remember in 2020, in one of your best teams, I was telling Sam this, he thought I was bantering him. Atletico Madrid shithoused their way into winning home and away. Liverpool was a better team in both legs. Atletico Madrid won home and away by being the worst team on the pitch. The only team that beat them is Chelsea. They won in moments. I remember they won in extra time. They were losing and they draw the game and then they won in extra time. People didn't realize that playing Atletico Madrid is different. That's why when I say Porto is something. When you go to Atletico Madrid, that's the monster level. You know Mario? Mario, you didn't play Mario. But Nobens might have played Mario if he's old enough.
I've played Mario. I'm not that young.
You're freaking so young. You have never played Mario. Mario is like 90s. You weren't born in the 90s.
I've played Mario. I know what you're on about.
You played Super Mario? You know the big monster at the end that protect the princess?
Bowser.
That's Diego Simeone. That's actually Diego Simeone's dad. That's Diego Simeone's dad. That monster is Diego Simeone's dad. And that bridge is the Wanda Metropolitano. Like that when they're protecting the princess. Seriously. Going to the Wanda Metropolitano is one of the toughest grounds in Europe to play. It's ridiculous. But anyway, listen. People wanted to talk about Porto, and you guys mentioned Porto and all the stuff, but the last thing I'm going to say about the Arsenal win is that, to be honest with you, I never expected Arsenal to go through easily, but I expected them to go through. But I said it's a 60-40 or 50-50. And at the end, I have to give it to Arsenal. Arsenal players, they were brave in the penalties. They had brilliant penalties. David Raya saves the day. So Arsenal deserves to go through. Now, I think they already achieved a good thing. Anything past this point is a plus for Arsenal, in my opinion. That's my opinion. But that's the Arsenal lot. But for Inter, at least I will win the league. Listen, we are a team of free transfer FC because we don't have the money, which is, it is what it is. And for the people that is shaming me like Hamza, shameful Hamza, shaming me for the money, what do you want me to do? Change my team and go support Man City because they have money, for example? Is that what you're shaming me for?
Come to us, Mo.
Bro, he's shaming me for supporting a team that was one of the best teams and full of Ronaldo, full of Baggio, full of Zamorano. You know what I mean? He wants me like, oh yeah, change your team now. We had Adriano. You know what I mean? Eto,
Yeah,
Samuel Eto. Change your team now because you
you've
are
got
broke. So what do you want me
Sanchez.
to do?
Now you're signing Sanchez
Bro,
and
just telling you, guys,
Klassen.
I think you guys don't know something. You know, this is the second time we signed Sanchez, right?
Yeah.
This is what makes it even worse. Do you know
Why
what
did
he
you bring
did?
He couldn't
him
get
back?
enough the first time.
No, hold on. Do you know what he did at the end of the first spell at Inter?
No.
Right?
No.
So we got Alexis Sanchez from Man United on loan. Okay, for the people that don't know the story, this is how bad the one who signed Alexis Sanchez is. We signed him on a 2-year contract, right? He played 1 year, and in the second year, we tried to move him on. So someone worked to get him a contract higher than what he gets paid. He didn't want to go. He said, I want my rest of my contract and I will sign the new contract. He didn't want to go. They got him another contract in the winter. He didn't want to go. He said, no, I want my money. The guy is a greedy bastard, bro. He's a cunt. Alexis Sanchez is a greedy cunt, bro. And he didn't want to go, bro. I'm serious. Like, he didn't want to go. And then they go and sign. Someone made money off this guy again from Marseille to sign him again. He didn't. Can you imagine, like, if what's his name? Who's your left back? Cancelo doesn't want to go. Like, he told you guys, I want my money. You're like, bro, we don't want you to go. We got you a contract at Bayern. We got you a contract at Bayern. We worked our connection and we got you a contract. And he's like, no, I'm gonna go, but I want my money.
God, just holding you to ransom, basically.
That's it. That's exactly what he did, bro. He
And then you brought him back.
Yeah, I was going to say, he didn't learn that lesson. It's like, we love that so much the first time. We'll have him again.
And then they signed him again for another year. And I'm like, why? They were desperate or something. I'm like, whoever signed that guy should get fired. He literally held a ransom the first time.
No, when you gotta watch his instant reaction to when Sanchez misses the pen. He just thought going, fuck Alexis Sanchez, fuck whoever signed him for Inter Milan, fuck him, fuck Sanchez, fuck this, fuck that. It's just fucking hilarious.
Bro, do you guys know that actually when I watched the clips that got clipped of me, I didn't realize I said all of that. Like, I just lost my head.
It happens in a moment.
But you know what I mean? It's the first time ever in my life when I lose my head and I don't know what I said. I was so pissed that I had no idea what I was saying. The only time is that I stopped myself at some point, which is what Flawless and Troops did. They played the clip again and they said that is the point where he knew he would get canceled if he says what's in his mind. There is one point that I was going to get canceled because I was going to say really bad stuff, to be honest.
There's also the one with the referee. That's a good tackle, referee. You fucking this, you fucking. That's a good tackle. That's a clean tackle.
People that ask, I am fasting, alhamdulillah. And I was fasting at that time, alhamdulillah. But listen, people, let's get the likes up because the likes aren't enough. Let's get the likes up, by people. Liverpool Football Club.
Mm-hmm.
I said yesterday in a video that you bottled it. And people said, why do you say you bottled it? The reason why you bottled it, because the definition of bottling it is that because if you're in control of a situation and you have it in your hand and you let it slip from your hand, like the way you did it yesterday, that's a bottle job because Man United literally gave up. We all agree that at minute 55, 65, second half, Man United gave up, right? They couldn't touch the ball and it was gone. It was done. Like the desperate substitutions from Erik ten Hag, Man United literally gave up. We all agree on this. And Jurgen Klopp bottled it by the substitutions. The players bottled it by being complacent and being arrogant. Jurgen Klopp was arrogant on the touchline. I said that yesterday. And when he was arrogant, I think it transmitted to the players. Him telling the players to pass the ball back and doing all the stuff, I believe that he bottled it. He transmitted the wrong message to the players. Absolutely. And Old Trafford came to, because they scored they didn't score any goal that is well played. You know what I mean? Like the Anthony goal was just goal, and then they came to life.
They also sort of like played into United's hands as well. Like especially early on, they made the same mistake that City made at Anfield, where they played into the crowd's hands, like, because the crowd are obviously
Mhm.
going to want to get up for it. The thing you should be doing in that situation is just trying to be chill and to calm things down. But as I say, Liverpool like just sort of like fed into that and to their own detriment. And it was really weird. And if you do that, then even against a team like United who haven't been good this season, if the home crowd are up for it, and United do have some quality players, there's always a chance that you're going to let United come back into the game. And that's exactly what happened, like the 88th minute or whenever it was. And weird situations in extra time. And yeah, I just thought it was a really weirdly managed game from like Liverpool and from Klopp. You've alluded to the subs as well. It was a very odd game. I found, as I say, the main one for me was that lack of nous, maybe is that the right term? Naivety, maybe, as I say, in respect of not just like taking the game and going, right, guys, we're in control. Let's just chill out. Let's not allow them to come back into it. It's not exclusive to Liverpool, as I say. City did it at Anfield, and it made for a very entertaining game from like a relative neutral
4-3. I can't
perspective.
ask for more for a cup.
Well, yeah, exactly. It was very interesting and entertaining, but it was sort of like the antithesis of like what Liverpool should have done. Really, I think like, they do play into the chaos, but at times you do have to learn to calm things down. Like there was like a really good clip just
We had
taking
like
back
a
to
15-minute spell where we had control in the game, where they just didn't really get on the ball, but we didn't capitalize in that moment. And that was just sort of the story of it. We weren't great. I thought that United kept causing a lot of problems down the wings. I thought Gomez had probably one of his worst games this season. He couldn't handle he just couldn't get a grip of the runs that they were making. So Rashford would pick the ball up wide. Wan-Bissaka would run in behind him in the channel between him and Quansah. Gomez would then go follow Wan-Bissaka and then give Rashford a bit more time to pick his pass and stuff. I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed at Routes, and yeah, by definition, we did bottle it. We were 2-1 up in the 88th minute, and then stupid mistakes have cost us a place at Wembley. I'm not going to argue that. Do I agree with what Jurgen Klopp done? No, I think this is the first time this season I can say subs have cost us. I believe that the subs we made ultimately let us down for one of the first times this season. I feel that there's going to be a lot of discourse around Gakpo, especially, who I was disappointed by when he came on, because it just didn't seem like he wanted to run. But in the same breath, I thought Núñez had a bit of a poor game. In fact, not a bit of, quite a poor game. I know we got the assist and, he had the shot which set up Salah's second, but his link-up play wasn't there. The runs, he wasn't getting found with them. And then obviously he plays a horrendous pass for their third one. A horrendous pass, which I don't think you should ever be playing in a football match. If you were to ask me if there was one competition I could afford to drop, it was the FA Cup. But it's still annoying that we've dropped it because we shouldn't have. We were in a position to not drop that, and ultimately we've shot ourselves in the foot there. We really have done. We've shot ourselves in the foot big time. Because
you also would have played Coventry in the next round as well, which is like
we could have rotated a little bit there.
Mm-hmm.
We could have rotated a little bit there and stuff like that. It's just stuff like that you look back on and go, if only we'd done it differently. I mean, look, as I've said throughout this season, my expectation for this season was a domestic cup, the Europa League, and a good finish in the league, i.e. third, second, or first. That was my expectation. We've won a domestic cup. We're still on course for a good Europa League campaign and potentially winning that. And we're on course for a really good league finish. I can stomach not having the FA Cup then, as long as we hit all them other ones. As long as we hit all the other expectations, I can stomach it. But there is going to be, lots of narratives and lots of discourse around, especially the Sparta Prague game on Thursday and the team he put out there. Ultimately, I believe that I wouldn't have done much different with that lineup. A lot of the players that played that Sparta Prague game needed to play. They needed to get minutes in the legs. Out for a number of players, that was either their first or second start post-injury. We did need to try and get them in better shape for the United game. Why he took Salah off, I don't know. I assume it's just he's still struggling with that, not being 100%, and we don't want to risk a flare-up, hence why he's not going on international duty, even though he's been playing the last couple of games. They're the sort of things that you do look out for. But yeah, I'm disappointed for sure, and a lot of the narratives and a lot of the stuff that will get said is all right. I can't argue that, but it does now mean that there's a bit more pressure on this league campaign for us. We've got to really turn up in the league now. There's no wiggle room, no room for error. There's nothing that you can just say, well, it's okay because we got this and that and the other.
Can I interject and ask a question?
Mhm.
Is the league, is the Europa League and the Carabao Cup enough for Jurgen Klopp to go out of Liverpool this season?
I mean,
This is his last season, and he's been here 9 years. And
the way that it's his last season, most people will probably say no.
right.
But I just look at it with what the squad was going into the season. I was
you are putting context into it.
Yeah, I'm going to put context into it though.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Like that would I be a bit disappointed if we don't win the league in his last year? Yeah, 100% I would be. But it's not like I expected this squad to in the first place. Therefore, I can't sit there and go, well, it's a disgrace that you haven't. Because I never expected it. Now, people like Sam might have done, and they might feel differently. But for me, I just looked at it and went, I didn't expect that this year. I just expected a couple of domestic cups, or a domestic cup in the Europa League, sorry, and then get a good finish in the league. I didn't think the squad was ready for a league title challenge. Now, it's shown me that it can be, but ultimately my expectation remains the same. People's might be different. If he leaves this season with a Europa League and a Carabao Cup, and we narrowly miss out on the league title, it's a good season. But the same narratives around his time at Liverpool, they will continue. And
they won't continue if he wins the league, though.
They probably still will continue if he wins the league.
I don't believe so, to be honest. I don't believe so.
It will, because
this is once we're done with this, I'm gonna explain to you what I don't think it will. But yeah, go ahead. But I think it's not gonna be a good season. If you don't win the league, it's not. Listen, there is not gonna be content. If you don't win the league, it's not gonna be content.
Mom,
by the way, no agenda.
No, I know. Let me ask you this then: if Jurgen Klopp wasn't leaving, or Jurgen Klopp hadn't announced he was leaving, so even if Jurgen Klopp hadn't announced he was leaving, you think Liverpool getting a Europa League, a Carabao Cup, and finishing second,
great season,
will be a good season. But because Jurgen Klopp's leaving, it now isn't a good season.
100%.
That's the part I don't get.
But it is. Looking from outside, it is. I don't know, like how you don't see it.
Because just because Jurgen Klopp's leaving doesn't mean the players suddenly become better.
I'm not talking about the players, but that's not the point. I'm talking about a legacy. I'm talking about how people will look at his tenure at Liverpool. You guys will always see him will always see him as a legend, because in your lifetime you haven't seen a manager like him, right?
Mm-hmm.
You always will see him as a legend. No one is disputing this. I'm never gonna sit here and say Liverpool fans will turn on Jurgen Klopp or whatever. I'm talking about when we're gonna discuss him in the next 5-6 years, inshallah, if we are alive. Right.
I mean, again, ultimately, I don't really care about everyone else's view and everyone else's narrative.
But the thing about it, you will get asked that question.
I'll get asked it, and I'll just go with the same thing. I'll get asked it, and I'll say the same thing. Jurgen Klopp is the best manager we've ever had in the Premier League era, and that's all I judge him by.
You have never had a good manager in the Premier League era, period.
Exactly. And Jurgen Klopp's come in and he's won.
He's the only good one, so he's definitely the best one. He's the only one in class, bro.
Yeah, but what do you want me to say? Do you want me when I'm asked to go, oh, he was shit, he only won one Premier League? I wasn't expecting a Premier League when he came in. When I looked at the squad we had and everything, and he gave me, I wasn't expecting a Champions League when he came. God, I wasn't expecting a Champions League.
I think Mo wants you to say he's underperformed.
No, I don't want him to say that. I want him to see the reality.
Do you think he's underperformed, Mo?
The reality you're trying to suggest is that I should sit there and try and fall. I'm not bothered about everyone else's reputation. I'm not bothered what anyone else thinks. I can only care about what I think. If this was my
manager, I would have actually want him to win the league this season. I would say, I want you to win the league this season. The problem is some of the Liverpool fans are downplaying this league. You're saying that, become second, it's a good season. That's what Liverpool fans are saying that.
Right, Mo. Again, We came 5th last year, and we've had to rebuild an entire
But it was a
midfield in
fluke.
one
You
season.
know, it was a fluke last season.
No, it wasn't a fluke because you could see what the problems were. It wasn't. We weren't unlucky last year. We deserved to finish 5th because we were bad. It wasn't like we should have finished 2nd, but decisions went against us, and XG says this and that. No. We deserved to finish 5th, if not lower. It took Trent Alexander-Arnold inverting for the last 8 games of the season to save us and nearly get us Champions League. But we didn't deserve Champions League the way we played last year. We had to do a full midfield rebuild. We sold everyone bar Curtis Jones. We brought in 4 new midfielders. No one was expecting that to instantly adapt and instantly click, and then Liverpool go straight back to league titles, especially with the performance levels of Van Dijk last year. No one expected Van Dijk to suddenly come back to being as close to his best as we've ever seen from him. All this sort of stuff is quite relative and relevant to the discussion. Would I be a little bit disappointed if Jurgen Klopp left Liverpool with just 1 league title? Yes, because the squad's been really good, and it probably deserved more than 1 league title. The issue he's ran into is he's up against what is, in my opinion, the greatest manager to have ever managed in the Premier League, and arguably the greatest team to ever play in the Premier League, and he's been up against that. That's ultimately how it looks to me. And if people want to say he's underperformed, yeah, maybe he has done. But for me, I'll always be glad for the memories he gave me and what he actually achieved for us, because I never expected the levels that we reached.
Listen, big up the people that joined from North Side. Of course, people, guys, how can we have big up the people, big up North Side? Make sure to subscribe to North Side LDN. If you hadn't, of course, great content every day. Over 400 people here. How can we have 200 votes and not 200 likes? Like, the votes literally say like and vote. Like, it literally says that. You're voting, but you aren't liking the video. What is this? You guys are freeloaders, to be honest. Absolutely freeloaders. Okay, let me do. Ryan is saying we lost the game, and we'll go back to the game. We lost the game ourselves, didn't get the 3rd goal, and made dumb mistakes. Diaz was class yesterday and is getting too much stick. Will bounce back. Was Diaz good yesterday?
I've had this argument in the DMs already with Ryan. I don't think he was. I think he was decent, but I don't think he was great.
Fine. Fine.
I still have moments with Diaz where I sit there and go, "Fucking hell, just do something." He annoys me because he does everything right, apart from the end product. And his dribbling has looked very good recently. He's been dynamic. He's taken on players again, stuff that he was first doing when he came in. I was like, "Oh yes, great." But what he hasn't improved on is the decision making in the final third and making sure to play the correct pass or to take a shot on. Hence why we are. How many games into a season are we? Let's just go 40 games. Let's say Diaz has played 40 games this season. He'll be close to that, if not there already. And he's got 2 big chances created, I think.
Yeah, Ryan again is saying, why this is not clicking? What happened to StreamYard? Judge Mo, do you still think we'll win the league? I think we will. Unfortunately, Tom and Osam are overreacting. We will learn from these mistakes.
I don't get me wrong. I think we've got a good chance at the league, because I'm sure we're going to discuss it when we get to the City section. The fact of the Champions League draws and the potential matchups that could cause for either side should open up the door for drop points, which should then put us in the best position, because we don't have to play teams that good. Let's keep it real. We're in the Europa League. There's some decent teams, but they're not the Real Madrids of this world. They're not the Bayern Munichs of this world. And we don't have to worry about potentially playing a title rival in the semi-finals, because that would be a ridiculous week. Let's bear in mind there'd be a Premier League game, Champions League semi-final versus Arsenal, Premier League game, Champions League semi-final second leg versus Arsenal, Premier League game. At least the way I look at it, with the opposition they've got and the amount of games that have been played this year, one of them is going to drop points somewhere.
Yeah,
we should, in that position then, especially since they've got to play each other in the league as well, we should be in the prime position to take advantage of it.
Appreciate it, Ryan.
And that I agree with.
Cooler is saying, should Ten Hag be kept if he wins the league and the cup? Number one, Eric Ten Hag isn't winning the league.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's that. So Cooler,
is it either mathematically possible for them to win the league at this point?
I don't think. I'm not sure.
Let me have a look.
I'm looking at the table, but I don't think so.
They are 10. They're like They're 17 points off top, so they would need Arsenal in their last 10 games to lose 7 or 8.
I see it.
Liverpool to lose 7 or 8, and City
it.
to lose 7 or 8.
It's happening. It's happening.
Let's bear in mind, basically, for this to happen, Arsenal and City need to play each other and both lose.
The one that are in the
time
title
in
race
football history.
the one that are in the title race are Spurs. They're 11 points behind, so just 4 games adrift.
Yeah, but I'm just taking into account that for it to be mathematically possible, they've got to lose all the games.
Bermuda Gunnar is saying United finally stepped in. Give them props. Yes, actually, Eric Ten Hag made the subs through the kitchen sink, and it worked. And one of the things I wanted to give him props for is that he stayed in the game. He didn't open up and go full guns blazing. That's why some of the players were frustrated. He didn't want to open up the whole pitch until the end, until he knew, like, oh, I got to go now. I got to go full on now. So, yes, I agree with you.
Ten Hag actually nailed it yesterday because he saw our attacking press had died. So he knew he could throw on more attackers, and we weren't going to cause that limited defence problem because we just weren't pressing the same. We were wanting pens. That's what we were wanting, which makes the decisions to throw everyone but fucking Bradley forward for the corner even more mind-blowing because we'd settle for pens.
Yeah. Because of the subs, all I can say is, Jurgen, mate, you fucked up. Jurgen Klopp completely fucked up yesterday. Why did he lose it, though, in the journalists? That's what people don't like him, to be honest.
Because he doesn't like losing. You can't.
He's a loser as well. All of them are.
Now, I don't think anyone likes losing, but I think there's a way to manifest your annoyance and your grievances. And
yeah, don't get me wrong. It was a weird thing to say to Jen. He didn't mean it in the way that people have tried to run with it. He's not like this. He's not called the journalist fat. He's not. Let's keep that on. The journalist isn't fat, but he's not called the journalist fat. But yeah, it does just seem that at times he does lose his head quite quickly in these interviews, and then he gets a bad rep from it.
Yeah, 100%. This gives City a chance now. Who can stop City to win the cup? No one. Not Chelsea, not Man United.
Coventry.
We've not beaten Chelsea this season, to be fair.
Yeah, but it's the £1 billion bottle jobs at Wembley.
Yeah, but we all saw Sterling's absolute disaster class yesterday or whenever it was.
That was horrendous, by the way. Can we just... Yeah. We need to touch on how shit he was.
But I've never seen
a player get booed that badly by their own fans.
Indeed, but the issue is, as with like a lot of Chelsea players this season, they always seem to turn up against City for whatever reason. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if it's a really tricky game in that semi-final. So it's not a guarantee that City win at all. Although we might see, to be fair, we might see another Manchester derby FA Cup final back-to-back after never having had one in the entirety of football history, which is interesting.
You wait 200 years for one, and then two come about and see.
Just like London buses. Yeah, exactly.
To be honest, I think that City are the clear favourites and are going to win this cup.
Oh no, yeah, we'll be the favourites. Yeah, absolutely. We're the favourites in basically every single competition we enter into. To be fair, but
but you aren't favourites in the league.
It's the mentality.
Enter into.
Yeah. But now you aren't favourites.
Sure, but that's now. At the start, I imagine most people would have said City were favourites.
I actually quite liked how City set up against Newcastle. I think if Pep just decides to run that in the league, he can win the league. Because he set up smartly and not with Julian Alvarez in the midfield.
Wow, what a surprise. You play midfielders in midfield and you have a functioning midfield.
Fucking hell,
weird.
You're able to win midfield battles when you're not playing strikers and wingers in midfield.
It's crazy, isn't it? Who'd have thought? It's revolutionary tactics from Guardiola.
It's crazy. I mean, look, I'd be very. It would be a ridiculous achievement if he's able to do back-to-back trebles. Let's get it out in the open right now. If Pep Guardiola does back-to-back trebles, he can go. He doesn't need to achieve anything else in the Premier League or in football for that matter. He's done it all.
Yeah, I don't think it will happen. But if it did, then it is the greatest achievement in football.
What competition do you think you're not going to win?
I think we're going to win the league at this stage. I've said that. I don't think we're going to win it. I think we could win. I think we could win the Champions League. I think we should win the FA Cup.
Let me ask you this then, Nobbins. Let me ask you this, buddy old pal. Who do you think you? So I'm assuming you think you can get past Madrid in the quarters.
We should be beating Real Madrid, yes.
Mm-hmm. Who do you think you play in the semi-final? Who do you think wins out of Arsenal or Bayern?
Yeah, it's hard because I think Arsenal are a better team. I still think Bayern win it,
You
to be
think
honest.
you think you end up playing Bayern in the semi-finals?
I think so, yes.
Why do you
Even-
think that?
I guess the main reason why I think it is because,
European heritage.
well, it's maybe a little bit of that. Maybe it's like an experience argument. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I wasn't particularly impressed with how Arsenal played against Porto. I just don't know. I don't think that they will like quote win it in the first leg. The second leg is in Bayern, and I just see that not the occasion being too much for them. I think that's a bit condescending, but I don't know. I just think that Bayern will get the better of them at the Allianz Arena. I think that maybe Arsenal will win at the Emirates, but I don't think it'll be a big win, maximum by one goal.
Is, though, at the Emirates, I saw. I don't know how true it is, but I think it is. Bayern aren't allowed to take any fans, so it's
saw
all
that, yeah.
Arsenal fans, which therefore means Arsenal should just go out there and blitz them. That it should just be the most hostile atmosphere you could imagine for Bayern, and if they can make that, I think Arsenal go through. I think we're going to see Arsenal versus City in the semi-finals. I really do. I think Madrid will run you close, but ultimately you just have that edge, which is Pep Guardiola. And it's not a semi-final where you can throw it away. It's a quarter-final, which he quite likes winning. So I see you getting past Madrid.
Yeah.
And an Arsenal City is the semi-finals in the middle of what could be one of the closest title races in Premier League history. Three-way. That would, all I'll say is that week of football would be ridiculous. It would be such a good week of football.
I also want Bayern to go through. I think if Arsenal go through, and I think Arsenal beat us over 2 legs. To be honest,
Really, you think Arsenal do it over 2 legs?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that even. Yeah, I think Arsenal would struggle more against a Real Madrid or Bayern than a City, even though I think we're better than both of those sides. Just because of like, there's certain intangibles in the Champions League that you can't quite quantify.
No, you paid someone. You're playing the second leg at your ground in both times. So no, someone got paid for that. So no.
Oh yeah, so they paid them for just the second leg and not the teams they could play. They paid them to go against Real Madrid.
They wanted to make it. They wanted to make it look reasonable. You know what I mean? If it was gonna be the second leg and they play Dortmund, then play PSG or Barcelona, that would be like, nah, it's too obvious here. We'll get the second leg at our ground. But listen, Man City played well against Newcastle. They scored 2 deflected goals, but you literally controlled the whole game. Newcastle had no life. I'm not sure if that can be because you play Arsenal after the international break right away.
We do, yes.
Is that an indication of how you're going to be against Arsenal at all? Can you take momentum from that game at all?
I think we can definitely reach some conclusions. I think that the game against Anfield and this game has like confirmed for a lot of City fans that, Kovacic, for example, must be starting against Arsenal. This must happen
again.
You best hope he doesn't get injured, though. You best hope Kovacic doesn't get injured because he likes a little injury, doesn't he? He likes a little 2-3 week.
You remember in the first leg when Kovacic should have been sent off?
Yeah, but there was no Rodri on the pitch. Kovacic can't play for City without Rodri.
When's Rodri's suspension? Because he's due a suspension, Rodri. Let's be honest.
Well,
he's got to be close to one.
Well, he'd have to get a yellow in like the next 2 games. I think it resets very soon. Like it resets like game 32 or something. I don't know, but it just does. So it means that he's not going to accumulate enough yellows to get the 2-game suspension unless something crazy happens.
I need to have a look at this.
And I'm pretty sure it like resets after game 32. So unless he gets
I
yellows in,
I thought it was halfway. So you have 5, up to 5 halfway, and then up to 10 for the rest of the season.
No, yeah, 100% it resets. Yeah, because LB's been tracking this for however long.
It's 5. You get suspended 1 game. Another 5. You get suspended 2 games. Another 5. You get suspended 3 games.
Mm-hmm. And like game week 32, it resets or something like that in the Premier League. Because so Rodri's currently on 8, I think.
Yeah, Rodri and Nunes are on 8.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How the fuck
0.
How's Nicholas Jackson on 9?
I don't know.
How's Nicholas Jackson been booked 9 times?
That is impressive. I didn't know that, to be fair. But yes, so it definitely does reset. As I say, LB's been keeping tabs on this, so he knows. And so he probably won't get suspended. So yeah, so Kovacic must play, of course. I think if Grealish is fit, he must play. We've got to try, because Arsenal have got all the momentum. They're currently a better side than City, obviously. So we've got to try to
game week 32. That's when it resets, and then you're unlimited from that point. You could get yellow cards every single game beyond that. But I don't know if I like that rule. You know, I don't know if I like that. So we're on what 28 now. So Rodri's got in his next 4 games. Rodri has got Arsenal, Villa, Palace, and Luton. If he picks up 2 yellow cards in that time frame, he misses the next 2 games. You'd ideally want him then, because of who you've got straight
Referees
afterwards.
won't give him the yellow cards. Come on.
Well, he's not outside of the Anfield game where Alvarez put him into a situation where he had to foul. He's clearly been told to foul less in those areas by Pep because he hasn't got one since he's not making the same fouls that he was.
I think he's going to get one against Arsenal. I think he's going to get one against Arsenal because he'll end up getting put in a similar situation and it's Arsenal. If that happens, I think he should just get one against.
Did he get a red card this season at all?
Yeah, because he tried to strangle.
Do
you know who made the mistake? To be honest, Luis Diaz. If Luis Diaz fell down and Rodri got another red card, he would have been suspended 2 games, an extra game.
Yeah, but
he would have missed the Arsenal chance.
No, but I need Rodri available for the Arsenal game because I need Arsenal to drop.
Hold on, so you are worried about Arsenal more than Man City?
No,
I'm not following this.
I'm worried about them both. But I can't. If Arsenal win against City,
so
if Arsenal end up doing the double over Man City this year, the confidence that'll give them is ridiculous. So I ideally need.
So you think without Rodri, Arsenal can win the game? Actually, can go to the Etihad and win?
Yes,
of course they can. Yeah. Hello.
Rodri holds that City team together. Have you seen them when he doesn't play? It looks so disjointed and lost.
I did, but I don't believe that Arsenal can go to the Etihad and actually win the game. When was the last time Man City lost at the Etihad?
Brentford.
December of 2022 or something like this.
November 2022.
It's not just a loss. Like a draw is as good as a loss in the context of this title race.
For Arsenal, you believe for
City, we can't afford to draw. City can't afford to draw. We've got to win. No chance. If we draw, how many points do we behind Liverpool?
Because we played Brighton early that day. If City draw, they go on to 64. If we win, we go on to 67.
So you're going to be 3 points ahead of them.
No, 4 and better goal difference, isn't it?
No, we're currently 1 point. We're 1 point ahead of you now. So if you draw, you go on to level points, but then we get 3. But we've got
so really, it's 4 points. Yeah.
Yeah, because we'd end up going. And let's just say we won 2-0 or by 2 goals, like 3-1. We go on to 41. You'd be on 35. That is a 6 swing. That's a big swing at this point in the season.
So it's a must-win game. The Anfield results made it that. To be honest, a draw is as good as a lot. Again, just like looking at Liverpool's fixtures, as I say, that'd be 3 points plus better goal difference. So in the last 9 games, you need Liverpool to lose and draw, or lose twice in the last 9. Is that going to happen? Probably not.
I don't know why people keep saying this about the Liverpool result made it this. What did you guys expect to win at Anfield or something?
When I saw those lineups, yes. When I saw those lineups, yes, I did. I did.
That was their best chance to win at Anfield.
I expect. Yes.
By the way, you have, like, for example, when people say this is Arsenal's best chance to beat Bayern Munich, doesn't mean that they should win it. That means if the chance was 20% before, it just increased to 40%. Like, it didn't be 90%. Does that make sense, math-wise? Like, Man City, again, going to Anfield, unless Liverpool play all the youth team, Man City won't be favorites. They just won't.
They were the favorites, though. We were playing.
That's in your head. I never looked at this game. And by the way, the way the game went, to prove my point, Liverpool was still playing well because of the crowd.
Yeah,
and City made the mistake. And City made the mistake of not setting up properly and feeding into the crowd.
Exactly. That first 15 minutes, City were the better side. City were picking us apart at points. City were doing what they wanted to do. That was their chance to win. at Anfield. If they'd scored in that 15 minutes and then they'd scored the corner goal, because I'm going to count the corner goal still, they're 2-0 up at Anfield. That's probably where the crowd goes, fuck. And I don't think we had the goal scorers on the pitch to score. I mean, we didn't. Look at the chances we had, we only scored one. I don't think we had the goal scorers to get 2 or 3. I don't think Pep would have allowed us to get 2 or 3. So that was City's best chance. And because you got to bear in mind as well, you've got to look at the we've had a bad record against the big six sides this year. City have had a uncharacteristically bad record against the big six sides
Very
this year.
bad.
Arsenal have had a very good record. Arsenal could leave this game if they win, having done the double over City and picked up 4 out of 6
You guys,
points against
but
Liverpool.
just let you know, Tom. No one from the top 6 beat anyone away from home. That didn't happen this year.
Chelsea beat Tottenham.
Okay, top 6. Yeah, Chelsea and Tottenham. Only one. In special circumstances, 2 red cards.
I mean,
my point is, I don't think Arsenal are going to the Etihad favorites at all. Doesn't matter if it's Rodri, no Rodri. Doesn't matter. I know that people want to talk about Arsenal team and this Arsenal team, but also City team. City haven't lost for ages. People.
I'm not saying Arsenal favourites. I'm just saying that we have to win.
So, do Arsenal have to win?
If Arsenal win, do they have to win? Probably not. But if they win, then they win the title.
I don't know what their remaining fixtures are, so I don't know.
Terrible. The toughest fixtures: away to Spurs, away to Man United, away to Brighton.
They also probably have to win then, I suppose.
Like Arsenal fixture list is the toughest between the 3.
Oh, that is a fucking horrendous run for Arsenal. They've got Brighton
and
away.
They have the Champions League.
So this is how they play for 14 days. So in 2 weeks they play Brighton away. I'm going. So the City is fine. If you want to go 3 weeks, they've got City away, Luton at home, which is a win, Brighton away.
Yeah, but hold on, you're missing the point. Luton at home on a weekend. Sorry, Luton at home is a midweek.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people are missing. It's not a week between the City and the Luton. They play on Wednesday Luton and then Saturday Brighton. So that is part of it. People start looking at the Brighton. I'm like, no. You play City on Sunday, and then Luton Wednesday, and then Brighton Saturday, then Bayern Munich on Tuesday.
They should beat Luton away.
Yeah, but it will affect them against Brighton.
It might do, but I could see Arteta using the squad there. I could see Luton at home being the game where the likes of Partey get a start, and maybe Jurrien Timbers back fit, and Tomiyasu and Nketiah gets a game and stuff like that. But I'm just talking about the run of games which they play back to back to back to back, which are tough. They've got Brighton away. Then on the Tuesday, they've got Bayern at home. Then on the Saturday, they've got Villa at home. Then on the Wednesday, they've got Bayern away. Then on the Saturday, they've got Wolves away. Wolves away is a tough little ground to go to this year. They've got some good results. Villa at home, I don't think Villa are as good away from home, but they're still a dangerous side who were good on the counter-attack. Brighton, I think, are probably the easiest game there. I'll be honest, I don't rate Brighton. I think it's a lot of fancy football, but with no end product. So they should do Brighton there. But if they allow themselves, or if they have an off day and Brighton decides to turn up, that can be a problematic game because Brighton will play attacking football at them. And then you've got to consider, should they get past Bayern, the semi-finals, that will probably be around the first week of May. So they play Tottenham away, semi-final leg 1, Bournemouth at home, semi-final leg 2, United away. That's 2 really tough runs.
Yeah,
if Arsenal are able
just
to
let
get
you
through
know,
that time,
Brighton haven't lost at home since September.
Yeah, but
we've got to go there as well, haven't we?
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Just for the people that don't know, like Brighton haven't lost at home since September. It doesn't matter. People look at Brighton and say, yeah, you do this, you do that. But Brighton haven't lost at home for a while. It's a very tough game.
Maybe.
I guess it's a must-win for Arsenal then as well. Then
there's a lot of draws in there, but yeah, maybe. I just don't think.
But that's the problem. If we start talking about they can draw here, they can draw there, Man City can draw here, Man City can draw there. Well, we're talking about a lot of draws then, because people say they can go to Spurs and draw, or they can go. Well, it depends on what Liverpool does, because Liverpool run the toughest game is Everton away. No, it's Man United away and then Everton away. That's it.
We've got Villa away.
Yeah, Villa away is tough, but I don't think it's as tough as play. For example, it's not as tough as playing Spurs away, for example.
I think Villa have dropped
No.
off a bit as well compared to like a few
No,
months
but
ago.
they've dropped off, but it's still Villa Park. It's still, and they could be, because it is the second to last game of the season. All that could be moved to the third last game because they might be putting the Merseyside derby in the midweek before the last game of the season because there's no other dates for it. So that could be a game which Aston Villa need for Europe, which could then really add on to it. So, look, we do have the easiest fixtures. I'm not going to sit there and lie to you and say, oh, no, well, look, Crystal Palace at home. Have you seen Crystal Palace's away record on this? And that? No, we've got the easiest run of fixtures, but there are still some ones which I look at and go, don't really like to look at that. But yeah, it's going to be a really good end to the season. It's going to be a really good end to the season.
We need to talk about Diaz being flopped hard this season and selling Gakpo needs to go. Still waiting more why he's better than Nunes months. Yeah. The Cody Gakpo has been dropping flops, has been dropping stinkers, right? Looking at last season, at the end of last season, Cody Gakpo was really good at the end of last season. In the last 7-8 games, somehow he dropped massively this season. I don't know what happened to him
because his role isn't there anymore. So Cody,
Gakpo, that's what I don't understand. Like Cody Gakpo was a key figure in that run that he did in the last season.
It's easy to explain. So he was so important because he was being a false nine because our midfield was crap, and you had Henderson there who couldn't create, and you had Curtis Jones there whose main job was to cover. So we were getting no creativity from the middle. So Gakpo had to drop in and be the link-up piece. Now we've got McAllister. Now we've got Soboslai. Now we've got Endo who can do that. Gakpo doesn't need to be a false nine. We need we need someone who gets in the box up top. I feel that if you want to get the best out of Gakpo now, you need to give him an extended run of games on the left wing. Let him find his feet on the left wing again. It's his position. But we're just not doing that for whatever reason. I still like Gakpo. To be honest, I think that if you're asking me what our best fitting front three is in terms of how they play well together, it's Gakpo on the left, Salah on the right, Nunes up top. And that Jota is unlucky to miss out, but it's just because I need to get chances created. Gakpo and Salah create chances for Nunes, but we're just not using it on the left. So that's probably why I do feel a little bit of sympathy there. Yesterday was quite poor from him, especially the work rate. But I do have I have sympathy and time for Gakpo because he's really been thrown in the deep end this year. He's done a lot of shifts on the right. He's done games at centre mid. He's up front, but he's not using the same role. So all that sort of stuff does have an impact. So I'd like to see him at least get a run of games on the left wing. If at that point the same problems are there, then yes, we move him on. But I can't say this, that, and the other when his best games this season have been on the left wing. At least let me see him have a run of games there, and then I'll judge.
Yeah. Enigma saying AFC will not lose at City. Mo will be wrong. I'm not saying you will lose at City. All I'm saying is you're not favorites. I'm not saying you will lose, right? I'm saying it's close, but I'm not going to sit here and assume that you will win the game. Like this is, I don't think so. I think you might get a result. By the way, if Arsenal win, I'll be surprised, but I'm not going to be as surprised as last season's. Let's just establish that, Enigma. Ryan is saying Tom is a Diaz hater. He was great. What did he do wrong? He didn't have any chances. United away is our toughest league game, and we should have won. Come on, Ryan. I think like he tried to explain. For me, I didn't think Diaz was bad. I think Nunes wasn't great.
I mean, Diaz had the second most shots out of anyone on our team. So he had chances. He just didn't take them. Same way that most players didn't take them yesterday. But the thing with Diaz is this is a constant thing where his end product isn't there. And again, it's not just about the goal scoring. It's about the creativity. The man has got 2 assists in the league and he's played how many minutes? He plays in the attack of one of the best teams in the country, and he's got 2 assists. Nunes has double figures. Salah has double figures.
Yeah, you cannot compare them, to be honest with
you. Like Jota, I think, has more. I think the only player on less is Gakpo, but again, like I've just said, he's playing minutes everywhere. it's hard to just judge him when he's played less minutes than Diaz and he's been doing half of them as a centre mid or a right midfielder in 4. I can understand why you like Diaz. There is a lot to like about Diaz, especially his drive and his taking on. But if we're trying to excuse the lack of end product from him, we're lying to ourselves. Diaz has been at Liverpool now for 86 games, and he's got 4, 5, 6, 9 assists. 9 assists in 86 games.
It's a shame because I used to love watching Diaz like before his injury. He was class.
Don't you know, he's close to being that same player, but the end product hasn't improved, which ultimately isn't something that can be sustainable for a team like us, because we do need end product. I like what he does, and I think especially against you lot, he was causing a lot of problems with his runs and his dribbling. Yeah, I've never seen Kyle Walker struggle so much in the in a one-on-one battle, but it's ultimately pretty meaningless when you're not creating the chances from them crosses, which he's not, and you're not finishing the chances that you're getting consistently enough. I like him, and it would take a big offer for me to sell him, because I do still think he's a very good player. But I can still point out and look at these things and go, I need more there, I need more there. Every single one of our forwards has flaws like that. The issue is with Diaz, he's just had the biggest, he's had the most opportunities in my eyes. I mean, I don't know the stats for sure, but how many games has he started in the league this season? 22 starts. Diaz had 22 starts in the league. Cody Gakpo has had 12. And 3 of them were as a centre mid. And I think one of them was as a left winger. So the rest have come either up front or on the right. And yet the numbers, Gakpo's got 5 goals, 3 assists in the league. Diaz has 6 goals, 3 assists in considerably more minutes. This is why I sit there and go, I need more end product. Everything he does getting up to that point, yeah, great. But it's ultimately meaningless if I'm not getting the end product. It's ultimately just a bit of a tease. And I'm sure Nobbins knows how it feels, because when you go from, Sane, I thought was the perfect type. He was threatening when dribbling. He also got the numbers that you wanted. But I'm sure you've had wings in the past where they do all the good things, building up, running behind this, that, and the other, and they miss chance after chance after chance. And you're sitting there going, well, it's all well and good doing that, but I need that. And it's
like
how
Sterling
long
post 2020.
Raheem Sterling, man.
I love Raheem, but yeah, that drop off was crazy.
What even caused it? Did he just fall out with the manager or something?
I actually don't know. I don't even know. I think it may be a bit of a confidence issue. He wasn't getting to the right positions. Yeah, it was just weird because he had like 3 to 4 seasons of just being like world class, and then it was just like, where's he gone? It's really weird.
He's never been this great ball striker, Sterling. He's never had I've never thought he's a fantastic finisher or something. I've had him at my club. I know he's never been a fantastic finisher, but it just seemed like he had the perfect setup with Pep, where he'd get in the right positions. And then that just stopped all of a sudden.
Yeah, I can't really explain it, to be fair. I don't know what happened.
And yesterday from him was horrendous.
I still know why he took the penalty when Cole Palmer's right there. I don't get that.
I mean, that went even the worst one, the one-on-one that he's missed.
Oh no, yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Chelsea is a different. Let me just finish the super chat.
The free
before we
kick
go
as
on
well.
to Chelsea. Why was Nunes not great yesterday? 2 assists, good at link-up play. He was overplayed yesterday. Diaz should have stayed on.
It wasn't 2 assists. It was 1. We are not counting shots that are saved, and then we scored a rebound as an assist. That's not an assist. It was 1 assist.
That's not an assist.
And if you want Diaz to stay on, Diaz came off for Bobby Clark in the 114th minute because he was blowing out his arse. Who did you want us to bring on instead of Nunes? Bobby Clark up front. Again, we just didn't have the plays there. We had to take off other plays. We had to do all these other things. And yes, I don't think Nunes was great.
Yeah, you guys, Chelsea yesterday. Raheem Sterling and co Chelsea. Just a last part is that can they turn out? Can they fix their season a little bit if they win this cup? Same conversation again.
No.
No.
£1 billion should not get you an FA Cup.
No, it's not enough.
Really?
Not enough. No, definitely not. Definitely not. Hello? Look at how much has been spent. I know it's not just money spent, but like there does come a point where it just gets a little bit ridiculous. Where even are they in the league? Are they 8th? They
11th.
11th, the bottom half.
they realized it was that
bottom half
bad.
table.
Okay, so it's even worse than I thought. So they're going to finish like maximum 8th, aren't they, in the league? Like,
But can I
that's
ask you something?
just,
Do you actually rate the squad? Do you
No,
guys rate the squad?
it's hard
No.
to rate because they've bought potential and they've bought ideas. I think some of the signings have been brilliant, like Palmer, fantastic. I think Jackson will be a very good player for Chelsea. But there's too many. As I say, there's too many projects and there's too much uncertainty in that squad that no one can with certainty go, oh yeah, this player is going to come good and this player is going to be brilliant in like a few years. They might not, and then they might flop, and then you're left with, as we've discussed many times, like players on these mental contracts in respect of wages and time, and then you can't shift them. And especially with like teams now suffering the whole, profit and sustainability issues and not passing those tests.
Chelsea don't have a wiggle room now to go, oh well, we can afford these mistakes. These players have to go and cut because they can't make their money up elsewhere. You got to look at the prices that they pay for some of them. What this squad has achieved is nowhere near what it should have done. And I'm not even asking for Premier Leagues. I'm asking for a top 4 finish for the amount it cost. And that I feel it's harsh to judge the players for that because they didn't determine how much they cost. They are young players. But I mean, some of them are. I mean, Disasi's 25 and just a bit shit, but so some of them are young, and it's harsh to judge them on that sort of stuff. But yeah, I do feel that ultimately one FA Cup. I'll put it this way: if Pochettino wins the FA Cup, he should still probably lose his job for how bad they've been and for the problems that have been caused with this Chelsea team and the poor management he's had. An FA Cup doesn't paper over the cracks. It doesn't now make me suddenly think Chelsea are going to turn a corner and be this, that, and the other. It doesn't. I've seen enough of them this year. Let's put it this way: if Yannick Vestergaard doesn't stupidly commit onto Nicholas Jackson yesterday and get spanned like that, Leicester had all the momentum. Leicester could have won that game. It's just the moment they went down to 10 men, the manager took off all the attackers.
I know that it looks like Leicester looked all right, but they didn't have shots on target of it.
They didn't, but they had the momentum.
Yet you guys sit here and tell me that Chelsea can beat Man City.
That's because City are weird and we haven't beaten them.
I never said that. I said City
are
going to win the
City
tournament.
good or bad? I'm not following the logic, no.
But we might not. But we might draw and then penalties.
All right then. It is.
I don't think Chelsea are going to play better than us, but the history tells us that we're not going to batter them, are we?
You
should do, but we haven't this season, so I can't say with confidence that we will.
Let me do Andrew. Andrew is responding to Tom. This is turning in. That was Klopp's fault then, overplaying players. Then if Nunes and Gakpo and Diaz all injured, what Klopp said, that is his fault. That is fault.
My God. So Gakpo came on. Should we have not brought Gakpo on? Because he would have got injured. You have to sort of just take these risks. Who did you... Genuinely, this is because we played 18 games in 2024. We played a lot of games. So what? We've rotated very well for the most part. We're unlucky that
not
we
in
still have some players.
Not in the Europa League.
Again, yes, everyone can point to that game, and that's fine.
It's Thursday, bro. It's Thursday.
I've always asked this whole year. What's the difference between Thursday, Sunday, and Wednesday, Saturday?
It's not that different.
Exactly. So teams who play Wednesday, Saturday don't.
Bro,
get
you
the
are
same
playing
sort of
against a team you won already 6 in the first round.
Yes,
or 5.
Mum. No, the only player I sit there and agree with you on shouldn't have played is Endo, because we didn't need the end destroyer like that for that game. But Salah needed to get minutes in the legs. Soberslai needed to get minutes in the legs. Players like that needed to get minutes in their legs because they were coming back from injury. This was their first or second start post a month or two out in some cases. So they needed to play. They would have. Soberslai came off after 45. Nunes came off after 45. I can't remember who the other one was who came off after 45, but we made 3 changes. And then
Robertson, why did Robertson play? Why not Tsimikas on Thursday?
I don't know. But again, Robertson didn't start yesterday, so
And why did Sabuzlai play the 90
sorry, he did,
minutes
yeah.
on Thursday?
Did he play the night? I thought Sobslai came off.
That's
But
what
again,
I'm looking at.
I thought he came. I must have the other midfielder who came off. Must be an Endo who came off. But my point still stands that they would have come off should we have had
Hold on, I'm not
the
following. Who
substitutions.
was subbed in? On Thursday, I thought Gomez went out.
Gomez, Endo, and Nunes went off in 45.
Yeah.
And
then
I
Bobby
know-
Clark came off. And
yeah,
then
because he was injured.
Kwanzaa came off.
Yeah, because he had to play again, and he played a lot of minutes.
Then
Again,
that's it. That's
Clark,
it. You made 5 subs.
Clark,
You made 5
Clark.
subs.
Yes, Mo. Clark.
So Salah played 90 minutes.
Yes,
he didn't need the 90 minutes.
Mo, I've explained this. He would have came off if we didn't have to waste the substitutions on Clark. But we had to take Clark off because he was injured. Hence why he wasn't part of.
You have Jadon
He only got
Danz.
6 minutes.
You have only 5 subs.
Yes, Clark.
You could have kept Kwanzaa the whole time.
Kwanzaa was also slightly injured. Again, we would have taken them off. Salah, you know what's funny? Klopp even said before the game, Salah is ready, but probably not for 90 minutes. The only reason he'd done 90 minutes was because he had to come off. He had to stay on because we couldn't use the subs on anyone else. The plan was probably going to be get Szoboszlai and Salah to 60 and take them off. But Clark got injured and Kwanzaa carried the knock. And we just sort of went, we can't risk them being out long term, especially since we had no other centre backs fit for the game tomorrow or the game yesterday. Hence why Gomez played it right back. So we had to get them off. That's what it was. I was a bit unlucky, is what it is.
I thought he would have started Harvey Elliott instead of Sabozlai.
Elliott needed that. Elliott so badly needed that rest. Elliott so badly needed a little bit of time off. Elliott had started our previous 7 games, I think, and played pretty much 90 or 120 in some cases in all of them. He needed that rest.
Yeah.
It's just stuff like that. That context. In an ideal world, he takes Salah and Szoboszlai off, and then he can do 90 yesterday. But I always thought the plan was Salah wouldn't do 90 in either of the games. So I am a little bit confused, but I don't feel like it's really poor management from him.
Liverpool can still win a treble. Yeah, Carabao Cup. This is not gonna be even like a fake treble. It's gonna be a fake treble. A Carabao Cup, a Europa League, like it's a fake. You know, it's not even. You're not even buying it from Thailand. You know what I mean? You aren't. Like, if Liverpool win the league, Europa League, and the Carabao Cup, it's not even like a fake treble would be Europa League, FA Cup, and the league or something, or Champions League, the league, and a Carabao Cup.
Can I just ask, do any of the 3 title contenders play Forest? Just because I've had a notification. Well,
I just got it now. I just actually got it now.
They've been deducted 4 points. So
Luton now are ahead of Forest.
You do, don't you, Nobbins?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we go away.
You haven't played them at the City ground, but us and Arsenal played them both twice.
Ooh. Oh no, that might make things more interesting. I don't know.
Smash Nottingham Forest.
I think what's more worrying is if they're given.
We drew there last season, by the way.
They've given Forest one, and Everton are also under investigation for the same season of breaching it. So there's probably another 4 points coming for Everton, which will put them right back in the mix for the relegation.
Hold on. Everton are gonna lose again.
I think
Everton gained 4 points from the 10 points.
Yeah,
but I think lose again.
I think they're just gonna go back to minus 10 points, but for 2 separate charges rather than one.
Yeah, because there's the other investigation, isn't there?
So they lost 6 points for one charge, and then they've got another charge which is the same as Forest's. I think they're going to lose points for that one, probably 4 going by what they've given Forest. So they go back to minus 10, which puts them right back into the mix for the relegation again. Which would, I mean, they've got to play Arsenal last day of the season, and they've got to play us probably second last game of the season. Again, all these little things are going to play the part.
I think next week actually we can actually sit and talk about analyze all the fixtures between us, and actually before like we can actually analyze all the fixtures next week episode, and then we can actually look at every fixture, where are the teams, and we can actually do the math and do our predictions for every game.
We're gonna do title predictions next week. That's what we're gonna do. Full title predictions.
Full title predictions, like every single game. We'll analyze it. You know what I mean?
You got to do Champions League in there as well. We'll just predict everything. We'll do Euros as well. Why not? We'll do them all, but we'll predict everything.
Andrew's saying club time management in title races is so bad. Well, I can't. To be honest, I'm not a Liverpool fan to remember every single title race he has been on, how he managed players. Like,
The
I'm
only
not that
questionable
detailed.
one. The only question. So 18-19 when we lost out by a year, nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with it. There was injuries, i.e., Salah got a concussion, so he had to miss 2 games. That's not down to time management. He didn't mess up time management that year, really. It was just certain unlucky things. The quad year, or 21-22, whatever.
Quad year, he says.
I know, that's how everyone
Yeah,
remembers
you got
it.
2 cups.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
quad year.
Yes,
I'm sorry. I'm
yes,
sorry.
yes.
I just hate it when Liverpool
Yes.
fans say, "Oh yeah, that like shut you."
But that year, the only one he really messed up on was playing Fabinho against Villa when he probably didn't need to, and Fabinho got injured, so he wasn't 100% for the final. The rest of them, Thiago was always going to get injured. He obviously got injured last game of the season, but we had to win the last game of the season to have any chance of winning the title, so we kind of needed to play him. All that sort of stuff, again, it matters. When we say time management, I think you've got to be more spot on with it, because a lot of these players play a lot of minutes.
How about Arsenal squad then?
Arsenal squad?
Can they manage? Okay, this is the thing that I wanted to speak about with you guys. Arsenal squad. But before we do that, Tom, what should we prioritize, Europa League or the Premier League? This is a very important question.
You can do both.
No,
If you ask me for one, if you ask me for one, I want the Prem, but I don't believe you need to prioritize one over the other.
To shove, and
if I can only win one or the other, I want to win the Prem.
Yeah, 100%.
Of course.
But the thing about it, that Europa League is more guaranteed than the Prem.
Yeah, I feel like even if we wanted to rest players for the Europa League, we could still win it.
Yes, Joe. Arteta wins the league domestically is the same as Klopp. Uncomfortable conversation. It is. Here we go. It is going to be an uncomfortable conversation. If Arteta wins the league this year, it will be an uncomfortable conversation.
So
I'll be in extreme comfort. I think Tom will be uncomfortable, but I'll be chilling.
Actually, Nobbins, you'll actually press more. You would like. Because let's talk about pound to pound.
No, but this is Arteta's 4th full season, or his 3rd?
4th full.
Yeah, but so even if he wins, to match what Jurgen Klopp done, he needs to win a Carabao.
Are you comparing Jurgen Klopp to Mikel Arteta's career?
That's what he's just done. He's just said there'll be uncomfortable conversations about what they've done. So when I do it, it's apparently not fair.
Are you comparing Arteta to Jurgen Klopp? Arteta, this is first managerial. Jurgen Klopp, 2 league titles, Champions League finalist.
So
years and years of management. Are you comparing him to that?
Anyway? So I can't win this argument in any way, Grace.
You can. You can.
So what?
There is a way you can. You can. You know how you can, right? You know how you can.
If we win the title this year.
Stop. Exactly. If you win the title, nobody will open their mouth. We'll be silent.
Again, I don't care. Look, I'm fine.
I think Liverpool fans are already irritated, to be honest.
No, he hasn't won a Champions League yet. If he wins the Champions League and the Premier League, then I'm fucked. But he hasn't won a Champions League yet. But our Arsenal squad's interesting.
Arteta will win the Champions League when he comes to City in 5 years.
You really want Arteta to be your next manager?
I'd love Arteta. Yeah, why wouldn't I want Arteta? He's great.
Wow.
Do you think he leaves Arsenal for City though? After everything he's done at Arsenal?
No, I don't think he does.
Manage City?
I don't think he will, sadly. But in a dream world, I'd love Arteta after Pep. Yeah, definitely.
Is that your main candidate? Your first candidate?
Probably.
Even in 2 years. Okay, imagine if Pep extends 2 years, so he would leave in 2027. That would be 10 years. That would be Arteta would have stayed 8 years at Arsenal since 2019, if I'm not mistaken. You think that at that time Arteta's ready to leave Arsenal and go to City?
Well, if like he does the things we've spoken about, especially if there's like a league title in there, then absolutely. You know, I like Arteta.
Do you think he would leave?
No, I don't think he would.
You hold on. You don't think he would leave Arsenal to go to Manchester City?
No, I don't think so. Probably from like a sentimental perspective, I'd be surprised if he did.
Wow. Okay, so let me ask you something. If he doesn't win the league or the Champions League in the next 2-3 years, do you think he will leave? Or do you think Arsenal will sack him at that time? Would you still want him though? If Arsenal doesn't win the league or the Champions League, but they're still in the mix,
well, exactly,
getting semi-finals and stuff, but not winning
exactly.
the league.
If they're still like, you know, just about, you know, if in this world where he doesn't win anything of, you know, those big trophies, if he's still going far in the Champions League and putting in good performances, if he's still, you know, in title races and putting in good performances, you know, like just missing out or whatever, then why wouldn't you want him? Why would as City fans? Why wouldn't you want him?
I don't know, to be honest, because he hasn't won the league.
Sure, but in this
Because
scenario,
he hasn't won trophies.
But in this scenario, we're talking about him still being in the mix and being very close. But as I say, I don't think he would leave because I think that his attachment to Arsenal would be too great.
Mm-hmm. I feel like
your manager, Mo. Do you want to throw him our way after Pep leaves?
Hold on, you want the manager
who
plays Davy Clark? You want the manager who plays Klassen and Sanchez?
I never get attached to people personally. I only support the club.
Apart from Sanchez, he got really attached
apart
to Sanchez.
Apart from Arnautovic, Sanchez, and Klassen, I'm really attached to.
You don't like Arnautovic? You're not a fan of Arnautovic. He scored the winner. He scored the winner against Atletico. He was key. You really missed him.
Yeah, we did. But listen, to be honest, this Arteta thing, you guys, I'm not sure what Tom sees, but let me do this couple of super chats about. Oh my goodness. MNEIV is saying, Tom, what should we? You already answered that.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan is saying, only reason why fans like Tom and Hussam are overreacting. The fact, Ryan, that you're lumping. Hold on. Ryan, the fact that you're lumping Hussam and Tom together, that means you haven't watched enough of Hussam x Tom Little on that channel. These two, like, it's so only reason why fans like Tom and Hussam are overreacting is because it was Man United. Judge, can we still win the league? Yes. And let me just tell you one thing. You are favorites to win the league, Ryan. And I'm going to tell every Liverpool fan, and I explained it yesterday on Al Ahwa. And if you didn't watch Al Ahwa, go watch it because I actually explained it, right? And I want Tom and Nubbins to hear my argument. The fact that Liverpool were the team on top yesterday against Man United away from home in a cup game, proves to me that Liverpool can go to Old Trafford and win in the league. Man United were playing as this is their cup final yesterday. In the league, Man United might be at that point outside of the top 4 race, right? Yes, they want to ruin the party and you want to talk about this, but at the end, Man United can be playing for nothing at that time, right? Liverpool went to Old Trafford and dominated Man United. Yes, Man United had a spell of 20 minutes that was good. But after this, Liverpool could have killed off this game completely. There is a period of 50 minutes between minute 20 and minute 70. Liverpool had 8 shots on target. And Man United had 1. Man United actually were like surrendered. Liverpool are the ones who were complacent. And that I believe that's not going to happen in the Premier League. It's not. It won't happen at the Premier League. That's my point. So still Liverpool are, if the team that we saw yesterday, Man United, is your toughest game left, you are still favorites. This is why you have the easiest fixture list out of all of them. I don't know how hard is this to explain. This is why I'm saying that. Banter on the pitch. If Arteta wins a double, Liverpool fans will shit themselves. I'm telling you one thing, Dayo. Thank you, Dayo, for the super chat. If Arteta wins the double to this year, the Champions League and the Premier League, the internet will break down. Chelsea fans will disappear for 3 months, right? Nobody will see anybody but Arsenal fans. I will only invite Arsenal fans on that channel. It would be just Arsenal fans for the whole summer, right? Everyone, I'm telling you, everyone will be in the mud. I'm telling you, Arsenal fans will shit on Man City. They will tell them we won a double. Our manager is a novice and he won a double against your manager and your best team. I'm telling you, Arsenal fans will have argument against everyone. If Jurgen Klopp, if Liverpool fans, I'm going to tell you the arguments, right, against every club. If Liverpool fans talk, they're going to tell them Arteta, the novice, the amateur, won the league title and the Champions League, and match your experience and your legend manager. If Man City fans talk, they will tell them Arteta won the league against Pep Guardiola, against the master. The student now is the master, right? And he's the novice. I'm just telling you that the narratives. And I'm telling you, Arsenal fans, you should start writing drafts for titles. If you win the double, you should write it from now, right? Chelsea fans, oh guys, you guys will shit on Chelsea fans. They will absolutely shit on them. It will be hilarious to see the conversations. And of course, Tottenham, we know. You guys will start talking to like other teams as well. Arsenal fans already think that they sit on the table with like every big club around the world, right? Because of the amount of league title and the fan base and all this stuff. Imagine them winning the league and the Champions League together, a double. This will be crazy, bro. It'll be crazy. Andrew saying, if you win the league, people will cry fixed. If you win the league, I think a lot of people will. I think he will hurt a lot of people because Jurgen Klopp will have won 2 league titles before he goes. So that will be massive, to be honest. Banter on the pitch. Again, Dayo, appreciate the super chat. Dayo is saying he hasn't won because of Pep. If Pep leaves, then who would you want? Right? Right now, Arteta. Remember, Klopp is leaving too. I don't get it. He hasn't won. He's talking about Arteta because of Pep. He's talking about Arteta. If Pep leaves, then who would you want? You said Arteta.
Yeah.
Right now, you said Arteta. Remember, Klopp is leaving too.
Yeah, Nobbin said he wants Arteta. You just think Arteta wouldn't come to City?
No, yeah. I'm giving Arteta his props. I like Arteta. I'm just saying that I don't think he would come to us because he's got an attachment to Arsenal. There was even like when he was like our assistant, we scored against
goals against Arsenal. Would he?
Yeah, like there was I can't remember what it was exactly, but there was like a tactical tweak which Arteta himself like directly suggested to Pep, and then we scored from said tweak, and that's why Pep like went over to Arteta and like hugged him and and Arteta didn't celebrate at all. So I'd be amazed if he especially the connection he's obviously got with Arsenal even more so now. I'd be amazed if he left Arsenal for City. Yeah,
I would be amazed if he stayed at Arsenal if he doesn't win the league in 2 years.
Again, do you not think it depends on like whether he actually like mounts a serious challenge and whether there is that progress?
No, I think at that time you have to. I think at that time you have to move on. Okay, you can challenge. If you don't win at some point, you need to get somebody else to just win now. At some point, does that make sense? You really need to win. Like at some point, challenge isn't enough. This year challenge may be enough. Right? There has to be a threshold at some point. No, right? Am I wrong?
No, yeah. At some point, just challenging.
You'll have to be like, okay, you're challenging now. You have to win. Mo, we inverted corner flags and numbers on jerseys. We are part of the game already. We invented corner flags and numbers on jerseys. If that's what you brag about, Martin, bravo. You brag about inventing corner flags and numbers on jerseys, not winning. I love it when people do that. But we changed football. Did you win though? Are you winning? Did you win? There's a lot of people that invented shit in the world. Are you winning? Come on, we can't do that. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for everything. Thank you guys. I think that's it for us. I think we're just gonna end it here. I just want to thank Nobbins and Tom. This was actually a very chill show, to be honest. Very, very chill. We didn't. Tom didn't cry or anything. Tom was fine.
We're reasonable fellows.
He's good. He's all right about the cup. Klopp challenged and has only won 1 EPL. Okay.
Yes, because like I said, he's been up against Pep Guardiola, the best managers who have managed in the Premier League, and this Man City team, the best Premier League.
And he won the Champions League
ever.
and reached 2 Champions League finals. What is this?
Mm-hmm.
And he won 2 cups as well. So it's not enough, but it is what it is. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for being here. Nobbins and Tom Little channels are in the description. Nobbins do content every day. Tom doesn't. I get it, Martin. I'm joking as well, Martin. I'm really joking. Nobbins content now is coming thick and fast. So you gotta go.
Just
and,
wait until he invites us on his channel. It'll all go down then.
Or the video I want to do in the international break is how would Pep Guardiola set up England? So that's of interest to you.
That's
Go
very
check out that.
interesting to be
He'd
honest.
like Trent, wouldn't he?
Thank
Let's
you.
just give them all an early spoil.
Yeah.
He'd like Trent. He'd very much like Trent.
Everyone that sent a super chat, appreciate you guys. Ryan, of course, Cooler, Bermuda Gooner, Dan Carlito, Andrew Wright, Enigma, of course, Dio Banter on the pitch, MEIV. Thank you guys for supporting. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for everybody supporting the chat. I'm not sure if I'm doing content again tonight. I might do a solo show Q&A. So turn on the notification bell. We might discuss stuff today. We might do tiers. We might do team of the season, me and you. We might. We'll see how it goes. And we're out of here, people. Thank you so much.